Please take your seats quickly, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Hi guys, and welcome to 1minutetennis.com. In today's session, I want to talk to you about getting speed on the forehand. Probably the most common thing that I'm asked is, how do I get more speed, more power on my forehand? This is from players of all ages and all levels. To help you get speed on your forehand, I want to dive into the biomechanics of the arm action on the forehand and then show you a really simple reference that, if you apply, will help you accelerate your forehand and get a bigger stroke today. To understand how to really accelerate the arm and get more speed on the forehand, we have to have a clear understanding of what's actually happening in the arm. And we need to understand the difference between concentric and eccentric movements. So the way that muscles work is with contractions, and the contractions essentially can work in two ways. One is they can go shorter and fatter, and the other one is that they can go longer and thinner. When we make the muscle shorter and fatter, then we're making a concentric movement, which is like a curl like this. And when I make that movement, whether I make it slowly or whether I make it quickly, there's no transfer of energy away from the body. An eccentric movement is when I elongate and push the arm away or throw the arm away. When I do it slowly, I'm pushing the arm away and there's no transfer of energy. But when I do it quickly, you could try this now. When I do it quickly, then now it's a throwing action and the energy is transferred away from the body. Now, all tennis strokes are an eccentric to concentric movement, but the speed and the degree of the eccentric movement dictates how powerful the stroke will be. So let's have a look at what this means within the confines of the forehand stroke. I have the take back, I have the lag, and now I come into the eccentric phase of the stroke. And now I'm throwing forwards. From this direction here, you can see my arm's going to elongate and I'm throwing forwards. The longer that I can stay in this eccentric movement, the more power I will generate. It doesn't mean that the contact has to take place at the end of the extension movement. It can often take place during the extension movement. So I might make contact with the ball there, but my extension phase continues here. This is just about momentum. We've all flown in aeroplanes. Why do they need a large runway for the aeroplane to take off? You can understand when they land, but why do they need a large runway to take off? You need that acceleration to get the plane into the air. And when the plane goes into the air, although you can't feel it, it's still accelerating. You see, I want to come through here, I'll do it in slow motion, make the stroke, I'm accelerating, I hit, and I'm still accelerating. And now I go into a concentric movement. Eccentric, concentric. Players who struggle to get speed or consistency on their forehand apply the concentric part of the stroke too early. If you look at Coco Gauff, she has a lot of problems on the forehand, and a lot of experts are talking about the extreme grip. But it's no more extreme than Swiatek or Nadal. But the problem is that the eccentric phase of her forehand is very short, and the concentric phase happens very early. Look from this direction. This is Coco. So she's trying to accelerate without using the fundamental part of the arm that would help her. And so she's forcing the stroke and muscling the stroke and often going to make errors. To elongate the eccentric phase of the forehand and apply this into your game, think about throwing your elbow away from the body, both away forwards and slightly to the right. So I have the take back here, I have the lag phase here, and then I throw the elbow away and continue. Take back, lag, and throw the elbow away and continue. When you throw the elbow away from the forehand, then you're naturally extending through the ball, and you'll have a longer extension phase to the stroke, and you'll naturally get more speed and more power, probably with less effort. In biomechanics, this is often called the eccentric flow, and the eccentric flow happens pretty naturally in the serve. You see, in the serve, I go from the slot here and now into an eccentric contraction, and I fire upwards, but it's natural to continue to its limit before I go to a concentric movement. See, eccentric to concentric. In the forehand, it's much easier, unfortunately, to go eccentric to concentric far too early. So think about it like the serve. If I was serving up here, then naturally my eccentric phase is full. Now I'm going to imagine that I'm serving down here. And now my eccentric phase is extended just the same as it is in the service. If you apply the same ratio to the forehand as you do the serve, then you'll get way more power on the forehand. If you like this idea, check out our books on Amazon. We have books on every part of the game, and the books are broken down into very simple illustrations, very clear explanations, and everything is linked to YouTube videos, so you can see the results, read the results, view the results, and apply the results. Or join players in over 40 countries all over the world that I'm helping with their games. We have a unique service providing video analysis and one-to-one training. It's inexpensive and it really works. For more information, check out the website or email me. So use the biomechanics of the arm, the eccentric to concentric movement, but extend the eccentric movement as long as you can, and you'll get way more forehand power and you'll hit better today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more unique tennis lessons that really work.